What's the deal with those tied notes? Well, here's why they matter and how to play them the right way. Be sure to stick to the end since I'll be sharing a unique way that tied notes can change your music. First of all, what is a tied note? Well, a tied note is really musical math, but instead of using a plus sign or an equal sign, we use a curved line called a slur. Now, the rules are that it has to be the same note, so it can't be, say, B flat and an A, and the notes, they can be the same or different lengths, though that tends to be a bit more common at later levels. Why do we need those tied notes? Well, sometimes we need to hold a note longer than what the notation rules allow for. And I'll explain in just a moment what I mean by that. Now, at the beginner level, the most common is a note that goes beyond one measure. And at later levels, we're visually dividing music into beats while still allowing for more advanced rhythms that go beyond playing on the beat. By the way, if you are new here, welcome. I'm Rosemarie, online piano teacher and composer at Must Love Music. If this is helpful, please consider subscribing. It'll let you make sure you know about new videos that are coming out like this one, and it means more than you can know. What do tied notes look like and how do we write them? Okay, so here's an example in 3/4. And I purposely decided I would make it look a little like a smiley face. So here we've got two notes. They are exactly the same. In this case, we're going to add up both of those. So we've got 3 beats on the first one, 3 beats on the second. If I play this on the piano, I'm going 1, 2, 3, hold 2, 3. So I'm holding it for 6 beats in total. Now the difference between tied notes and slurs, tied notes are the same note. Slurs, they show it's legato and that it's smooth playing. And this is why it can get confusing because it uses the same symbol. And one of the challenges that many students have is remembering the difference. So here is an example. At the beginning here, we've got our tied notes. The end example here is a slur. So notice that we've got different notes going up and down, and then we've got a curved line connecting them. So we've got tied notes and slur, or legato. Are you or your child dreaming of learning piano, but you're a little worried about online lessons? I'm here to transform that uncertainty into musical confidence. My creative teaching approach includes hands-on exploration of the piano, fun improvisation activities, and original composition projects that express your unique voice. So whether you're a complete beginner or have some experience, you'll create music from your very first lesson. My supportive online environment makes learning accessible and enjoyable no matter your age or skill. Visit mustlovemusic.ca to discover how my unique approach can bring music into your life. Book your free meet and greet where we'll chat about your goals and make sure we're the perfect fit. Limited spots are available, so book your meet and greet today. Now let's get back to the video. So as promised, I was going to give you an example of how tied notes can change your music. I'm going to play a piece and I'm going to do it without the tied notes first, and then I'm going to play it with the tied notes. So that's ignoring the tied notes in the music. Here it is with the tied notes. In both cases, I held the pedal down. I played exactly the same notes, and I would love to know, did you prefer it without the tied notes or with the tied notes? In this example that I just gave you, so this is from Film Noir, the tied notes act almost like a musical drone. So a musical drone is really just a sound. It could be a note or partial or full chords, like I did, that holds throughout a section. While it sounds very different in terms of the instrumentation, bagpipe music has drones, right? It's that sustained note that's held under everything else that's going on. So if I was to play this, I'm going to use the top of the 3 black keys, and I'm going to use the bottom of the 2 black keys. So that's my drone in the left hand. Okay. And in my right hand, I'm going to play D, E, F, and I'm just going to go up and down. We're going to do a very small section of what I did. So let's try this out. Hold your pedal down, the pedal on the far right, and let's go. Pause if you want. Try this out on your own. How does it sound? Now notice that you held that tied note, and it was really easy, right? You didn't have to do anything special. In this case, the tied note actually goes for quite a long time, but adding that drone or those tied notes makes this infinitely more interesting. Now you know how to master tied notes and why they're so important for creating smooth rhythms. Playing them correctly adds flow and interest to your music, so it's a key skill for building more complex melodies. On your screen, I am sharing the perfect way to expand on the rhythms that you've just learned, or these tied note rhythms that you've just learned. Click on that video to watch now. Thanks and happy playing.